and the afternoon sun, like warm honey, dripped through the leaves of the mango orchard. Ramu and Soma, laughing and shouting, chased each other, their bare feet kicking up dust. The air, sweet with the smell of ripe mangoes, buzzed with their happy cries. Ramu, the braver of the two, scrambled up a twisted old mango tree, its branches heavy with fruit. He pulled off a plump mango, its skin shiny green and gold, and threw it down to Soma, who caught it with a happy yell. They ate the sweet, juicy fruit, the juice running down their chins, staining their shirts sticky yellow. Time seemed to stop in the mango orchard, lost in the fun of their friendship. But as the sun started to set, making long, creepy shadows across the orchard, Soma felt a shiver. The friendly mango orchard, their playground, seemed different now, dark and scary. "Let's go to the edge of the jungle," Ramu said suddenly, his eyes shining with mischief. Soma paused, a worried feeling in his stomach. The jungle, a dark, shadowy place beyond the orchard, was always off-limits. "It's getting late," Soma mumbled, very quietly. "Scared, are you?" Ramu teased, his voice full of fake meanness. "Don't be a baby, Soma!" Soma, feeling hurt, knew he couldn't say no. He had to show he was brave, especially to Ramu. Taking a deep breath, he stood tall and nodded quickly. "All right," he said, trying to sound braver than he felt. Together, they walked towards the edge of the orchard, their laughter gone, their footsteps the only sound in the growing darkness. The air, thick and heavy, felt like it was pushing down on them, choking them with strange new smells. As they went into the jungle, the last sunlight disappeared behind the thick leaves. The air got colder, damp and smelling of rotting leaves and wet earth. Strange sounds came from the bushes, the rustling of hidden animals, the spooky cry of a night bird. Soma shivered, pulling his thin shirt tighter. The jungle, he realized, was alive, and they didn't belong there. He remembered the village stories, tales of tricky spirits and angry ghosts that wandered the jungle at night. "Did you hear that?" Soma whispered, his voice shaky as a twig snapped nearby. "Probably just a deer," Ramu said, but Soma could hear a little shake in his voice. They kept walking deeper into the jungle, the path ahead, hidden by the darkness. The further they went, the thicker the jungle got, the air heavy and hard to breathe, filled with buzzing insects and croaking frogs. A sudden screech, loud and scary, broke the quiet of the jungle, making Soma's heart jump. He couldn't breathe, and he froze, his eyes looking all around in the dark. "What was that?" he gasped, whispering. "Just a bird," Ramu said, but his voice wasn't as sure as usual. They walked on, their footsteps sounding too loud in the quiet. The air got colder, and Soma shivered again. He could hear his own heart beating, and he felt like something was watching them. A low growl, deep and rumbling, echoed through the trees. Soma stopped, his blood running cold. This wasn't a bird, this was something much worse. "Look!" Ramu's voice, excited now, cut through Soma's fear. He was pointing ahead. Soma squinted. A faint, ghostly glow came from behind some bamboo, like moonlight on metal. "What is it?" Soma whispered, his fear turning to curiosity. Ramu, without a word, pushed past him and crept towards the light. Soma waited a second, his heart thumping, before following. As they got closer, the light grew stronger, lighting the clearing with a soft, strange glow. There, among the roots of a huge banyan tree, was a small silver box, its surface covered with strange carvings that seemed to move in the light. Ramu, in a daze, reached out to touch the box. "Don't!" Soma shouted, a wave of fear washing over him. He didn't know why, but something about the box, the strange light, the unnatural quiet of the jungle felt dangerous. Ramu, ignoring him, ran his fingers over the box. "It's cold," he whispered, his voice full of wonder. The jungle, as if woken by Ramu's touch, seemed to come alive. The rustling in the bushes got louder, and the air grew thick with a strange, sweet smell. The light around the box pulsed, making shadows dance on the trees. A low growl, closer now, made Soma shiver. This wasn't a normal animal. This was something old, something evil. Panic, strong and terrifying, filled him. "Ramu, we have to go now!" Soma yelled, his voice full of fear. He grabbed Ramu's arm, trying to pull him away from the box. But Ramu, staring at the silver box, shook him off. "Just a minute," he mumbled as if in a dream. "Ramu, please!" Soma begged, tears in his eyes. The growl came again, closer still, and Soma felt the ground shake. Whatever was hiding in the dark was coming closer. He tried one last time to pull Ramu away, but it was no use. Ramu wouldn't move, his eyes locked on the box. Despair filled Soma. He couldn't stay, he had to get help. Soma turned and ran. He didn't look back. He could hear Ramu shouting his name, angry and confused, but Soma didn't stop. The growls behind him got louder, closer, making him run faster. He crashed through the bushes, thorns ripping his clothes, his breath coming in gasps. Fear made him fast, and he didn't slow down until he was out of the jungle and back in the mango orchard. He looked back at the dark, scary jungle, his heart pounding. The light from the box was gone, swallowed by the darkness, and Ramu was still in there. Guilt and terror filled Soma. He had to get help, he had to tell someone, but who would believe him? Who would go into the jungle now? Tears ran down his face as he stumbled towards the village. The image of Ramu, his face lit by the strange glow of the box, burned into his memory. What had he done? The jungle, silent and scary, kept its secrets. But the night was young, and the jungle had a way of telling its secrets when it wanted to, how it wanted to. Was Soma ready to hear the truth, whatever it might be?